Good morning. おはようございます。Yesterday it completed the repairing the PC, so now I'm very happy to use the camera and mic. So I hope now it's okay audio and screen. So let's get started. And I'm very sorry to be late. Okay. हम महामंदारा गोहनजों के सभी आदरणीय लोगों के लिए सदर्म पुंडरीक सूत्र और शाश्वत बुद्ध शाक्यामुनि प्रबुद्धरत्न बुद्ध और सभी अतीत वर्तमान और भविष्य के बुद्धों के लिए 10 दिशाओं में समर्पित करते हैं। हम आगे खुद को पृथ्वी के 4 महान बोधिसत्व के लिए समर्पित करते हैं, जैसे विशिष्ट कारित्र बोधिसत्व, अनंत कारित्र बोधिसत्व, विशुद्ध कारित्र बोधिसत्व, सुप्रतिष्ठ कारित्र बोधिसत्व, बोधिसत्व के सभी बोधिसत्व मंजूश्री, समंतभद्र, मैत्रेय, अवलोकितेश्वर, शाक्यमुनि के महान शिष्य बुद्ध, शारिपुत्र, मोक्कारण, काश्यप, आनंद, महाश्रावक और धर्म के सभी सुरक्षात्मक देवताओं के लिए हम आगे अपने मूल बुद्ध द्वारा भेजे गए महान बोधिसत्व निचिरेन शोनि के लिए खुद को समर्पित करते हैं। हम आगे अपने आप को उनके शिष्य रेंगे आचार्य निचिजी शोनि, पहले विदेशी मिशनरी के लिए समर्पित करते हैं। सभी जीवों को वह पुण्य प्राप्त जो हमने सूत्र के पाठ से संचित किया है। हम आप सभी को वह हार्दिक भक्ति प्रदान करते हैं। आप हमारे प्रति अपनी करुणा से इस पवित्र स्थान पर आए, हमें अपनी बुद्धि के प्रकाश से देखें और इस सूत्र का पाठ करने और नामो म्योहो रेंगे क्यो का जाप करने की हमारी पेशकश को स्वीकार करें। 無常人人未明の法は百千万号にも相立てまつることかたし、我今検問し授事することを得たり、願わくは如来の第一義を下せ、至極の大乗思議すべからず、検問即知皆菩提に近づく。能戦は方針、所詮は発心、色相の文字はすなわちこれ王人なり、無料の功徳皆この経に集まれり、このゆえに自在に妙に訓示密に訳す、内無知罪を滅し善を生ず、もしは真、もしは法、共に仏道上善、 三世の諸仏人人の妙典なり諸上世世ちぐし頂戴せ妙法蓮華経弁本来その前に南無妙法蓮華経南無妙法蓮華経南無妙法蓮華経まさに知るべしこのところはすなわちこれ道場なり南無妙 establishing the place of players 南無妙法蓮華経南無妙法蓮華経南無妙法蓮華経 Here and now we have just chanted Nam-myo Ho-renge-kyo. At this moment, this place has become the place of prayer to Odaimoku and the place of prayer for our heart during lifetime. At this very place of prayer to Odaimoku, all Buddhas have attained enlightenment. This is also the place where the Buddha have expounded their teachings. This world in which we live, believing in and chanting Odaimoku, is a place where the Buddha live in peace. Adoration of Gohonzon. In the mandala Gohonzon, the object of our worship is shown the origin of how the mandala was written. One day is the 12th month of 1274, 11th year of Bunne. I Nichiren brought the Gohonzon in the village of Haki province of Kai, the presence of the Minobu-san, Yamanashi prefectures. It was a time when over 2,220 years had passed since Shakyamuni Buddha passed away. Nevertheless, in the three countries of India, China, and Japan, namely in the world, there had never existed a Gohonzon like this. This is probably because none of our past masters attended to spread the Gohonzon among the society, even though they were aware of its existence. Or it may be that nobody knew about it. Shakyamuni Buddha, after carefully consideration, determined that he should cancel the Gohonzon until the arrival of an opportune moment to reveal it, leaving it to the people in the period of Mappo. In fact, the Buddha pleaded in the Lotus Sutra that his messengers Jogyo Bosatsu should spread the Buddha's teachings in the first 500 years of Mappo. As predicted by the Buddha, Nichiren Daishonin appears in this world to reveal the Gohonzon and expounded the teachings of the Odaimoku. Signatures given by Nichiren Shonin himself, Nam-myo Ho-renge-kyo. Words of oath before reciting the Lotus Sutra. To carry out the way of the Buddha as a Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha has been expounding his teaching without rest. From the beginning to this day, not only in our world, but also an immeasurable world. Among his teachings, the Lotus Sutra is the most important. If you devote yourself completely to the faith in the Lotus Sutra, you will surely become a person who truly practice the way of the Buddha. All of you, even after my death, should continue having faith in the Lotus Sutra and reciting it. Make this oath before me now. Nam-myo Ho-renge-kyo. Expedient. その時に妙法蓮華経弁本大にその時に生尊三昧より安城として立って舎利発に告げたまわく諸仏の知恵は人人無量なりその知恵の門は難下難入なり一切の正門百四仏の知ることあたわざるところなり家はいかん仏かつて約千万の無種の諸仏に真言しことごとく諸仏の無量の同法行自由妙精進して妙正あまねく聞こえたまえり 人人未曾有の法を成就してよろしきに従って時たもところ一種悟りがたし、シャリホツ我成仏しており、この方主樹の因縁主樹の比をもって広く根拠を述べ、無種の方便をもって衆生を引導して、もろもろの弱を離れしむ。家は遺憾如来は方便知見原密皆すでに具足整理。シャリホツ如来の知見は古大人のなり。無量無下力無所依全上下脱三昧あって深く無際に入り、一切の未曾有の法を成就せり。シャリホツ如来はよく主樹に分別し、巧みに諸法を説く。根治入難にして衆の心を越過せしむ。シャリホツ用をとってこれをいわば無量無辺未曾有の法。仏ことごとく成就したまえり、闇難シャリホツバタ特べからず。家は遺憾仏の成就したまえるところは、第一形にして難下の法なり。ただ仏と仏と今しよく諸法の実相を苦尽したまえり。いわゆる諸法行税総行税小行税大行税力行税作行税陰行税遠行税下行税法行税本末空教となり。いわゆる諸法行税総行税小行税大行税力行税作行税陰行税遠行税下行税法行税本末空教となり。いわゆる諸法行税小行税小行税大行税力行税作行税陰行税遠行税下行税法行税本末空教となり。English translation is: After carefully considering how he can expound clearly the substance of his enlightenment, Shakyamuni Buddha calmly opened his eyes and began talking to Shariputra, who was known to be the Buddha's widest disciple. The wisdom of the Buddha, not to mention my own wisdom, is so deep and wide that it is far beyond your imagination. Since you want to understand Buddha's enlightenment, if it is expounded as it is, I first try to reveal my mind by using Hoben or expedient wisdom, following your heart. However, since you could not even you understand the purpose behind Hoben, you are far from being able to enter the world of the truth. Shomon, Shravaka who understand impermanency just by listening to the Buddha's teaching, and Engaku, Pratyeka Buddha, who seeks enlightenment just by sensing impermanency through experiences, are the people who are practicing individually to reach the state of enlightenment. Hence, they cannot understand the entire relation between expedient and the truth. This is because the Buddha, unlike you, has trained himself under countless Buddha, carried out countless practice taught by them, and accomplished the goals of severe practice in order to attain enlightenment. His reputation is widespread. The Buddha's enlightenment is unprecedentedly deep and has been preached and expounded skillfully. However, it seemed to be too difficult for you to understand the true meaning. Shariputsu, ever since I became a Buddha, I have been expounding my teachings broadly, using examples and parables. I used every kind of Hoben or expedient wisdom in order to raise people and save them from attachment. The reason that was possible is because the Buddha is perfectly equipped with an understanding of both Hoben and the truth. Sariputtra, Shariputra, the Buddha's wisdom is wide and deep. That is to say, the Buddha holds four immeasurable minds, known as Jihikisha, love, compassion, happiness, and disinterested. And when he expounds his teaching, he is versatile and flexible, equipped with 10 kind of supreme wisdom, and teaches as he believed without reserve. At that time, his mind is unshakable, whipped of hesitation, completely distances from any suffering and focusing on goodness so that he can ascertain the truth. In other words, the Buddha has all the wisdom to teach and lead all people. Shariputra, the Buddha adapts his teaching in accordance with time and place, conjuring a teaching method fit for each person he teaches. His way of teaching is very flexible, bringing those whom he teaches to certainly enjoy. Shariputra, all told, the Buddha has attained the Dharma, immeasurable, excellent, which none has achieved up to now. I will stop expounding my teachings to you. Listen carefully, Shariputra. I probably should not expound my teachings to you, since you cannot understand the true purpose of the Buddha's teaching. The reason being, my word of enlightenment is unpleasant, and it is the most superior. It is a word you will never be able to reach. Only the Buddha attains the reality of all things in their fullest extent. This true state of all things must be viewed from the following 10 kind of perspective. So is the outside appearance show, is the nature hidden inside. Tai is a combination of the two. These three factors are the fundamental of existence. Li-ki is in inner power. Sa is the outside effect. Is a direct cause. N is the indirect cause. Ka is a result. Ho is a new interrelationship with the surroundings suitable to its effect. The factors of Hom, which encompass So, Sho and Tai, and Matsu, which encompass the rest, are the factors existing in all things and always complement one another. This is To, or equality. 両法蓮華経如来十両本第十六我仏を得てよりこの方へたるところのもろもろの骨種無量百千万億歳あそぎなり常に法を説いて無私欲の衆生を強形して仏道にいらしむそれよりこの方無量こなり衆生を同然がためのゆえに方便してで藩を現ずしかも実には滅動せず常にここに従して法を説く我常にここに従すれどももろもろの人通力をもって天道の衆生をしてしかしといえどもしかも見えざらしむ衆はが滅度を見て広くシャリを供養しことごとく皆連望を抱いて活合の心を生じ衆生すでに神仏し七時期にして心入難に一心に仏を見立て祭らんと欲して自ら神妙を惜しまず時に我および宗祖共に領受戦にいずなんだちこれを聞かずしてただ我滅動すと思えり我もろもろの衆生を見れば空海に沈めりかるがゆえにために身を現せずしてそれをして活合を生ぜしむその心を連望するによってすなわちいでてために法を説く 鎮痛力格のごとし阿葬儀行において常に領重せおよび用のもろもろの重症にあり衆上こ尽きて大化に明ると見るときにも我がこの道は安穏にして天人常に十万世理恩林もろもろの道覚始終の宝をもって将軍世理宝宝珠は経過多くして衆上の有楽するところなり昇天天空の鼓を打って常にもろもろの義学をなし曼荼羅経を降らして仏および大衆に参ず我が浄土は破れざるにしかも衆は焼け尽きてウフもろもろの空の核のごとくことごとく十万世理と見るこの罪もろもろの罪の衆生は悪業の因縁をもって阿葬儀行を優れども三方の皆を聞かずもろもろの功徳を修し入は七時期なることあるはすなわち皆我が身ここにあって法を徳と見るある時はこの衆のために仏十無量なりと遠く久しく今し仏を見立て祀る者にはために仏には愛がたしと遠く我が地力格のごとし栄光照らすこと寿命に無料無修行なり親しくご奉仕して得たるところなんだ父あらんものここにおいて疑いを生ずることなかれまさに断じて長く突きしむべし仏語は実にして虚しからず意の良き方便をもって王子王子戦がためのゆえに実にはあれどもしかもしすというによく公募徳ものなきがごとく我もまた世の父もろもろの苦言を救うものなり本部の天道せるがゆえに実にはあれどもしかも滅すという常に我を見るをもってのゆえにしかも教師の心を生じ法律にしてご欲に弱し悪道の中におつわれ常に衆生の道を行じ道を行ぜざるを知ってどすべきところに従ってために始終の法を説く常に自らこの念をなす何をもってか衆生をして無浄土にいることを得て速やかに仏心を成就せしめんと16th chapter Tathagata is Pramana Chakra, the oration of the life of the Tathagata. I, Shakyamuni, am originally a Hotoke Buddha. I am always expounding the teaching of the Buddha to lead you into the way of the Buddha. Many hundreds of thousands of years have passed since I began expounding my teaching. In order to help save you, I have even hidden myself tentatively from this world, but I am always present in this Saha world. I always live here expounding the Dharma. To tell the truth, I am always here, but for those who don't realize that, I am intentionally hiding myself from your sight. When you notice my absence, you appreciate the Buddha for the first time, hold services for his remains, and then soon every one of you began to seek the Buddha seriously from the heart. Once you have trusted the Buddha in all seriously, you will honestly begin to want to meet him and seek the way of the Buddha at the cost of your lives. When you enter that state of mind, you realize the Buddha is present in this world along with his disciple. You will then begin to understand the reason why the Buddha is saying, I am always here, only I choose to hide and appear on purpose in order to save you all. In fact, if there is anyone who seeks me not just on earth, but anywhere in space, there I am able to expound my teachings. You might think there is no Buddha simply because you don't care to lend an ear to the Buddha's teaching. When I look at your way of life, I can tell very well how hard you are struggling with various suffering, unable to find a way to escape from them. I hide myself from you, both to help you realize you can never escape from the suffering of this world by yourself and become convinced that you should seek the Buddha and his teaching. When this wearing arise, you will understand that the Buddha is actually expounding his teaching at all times. This is known as the Buddha's supernatural powers. In other words, the Buddha is anywhere at any time. Even when you suspect that the world has come to its end and that it will be burned to destruction in a great fire, my mental state always remains peaceful, and my surroundings are full of people with the same mental state. It is like, for example, a beautiful flower garden and verses. There stand a building like a castle. Along it grow trees full of beautiful flowers and fruits, and people are living happily. It is as if heavenly beings are played music, and patter of the mandala flowers are gracefully falling around us. My word of enlightenment, my word of wisdom will never be destroyed, but all of you who are at a loss believe this word is moving towards destruction, and that while you exist in this world, all kind of delightful and painful events will arise. The reason why you are suffering as you are right now is because you have totally failed to reflect upon your half-hearted way of life filled with a worldly desire, without paying any attention to the lilies and the light face, and not being neither mindful of making any efforts. Those who continue to conduct good deeds for the world, wise people with a right face at heart, are released from the binding of self-attachment and neither fool themselves nor others. People of these kind will understand that I am expounding my teaching here at all the time. To those who seek the way of the Buddha in such state of mind, I teach them that the Buddha's life is eternal. To those who do not seek the faith, I teach them to have faith in him. Thus my wisdom works at my own will, since I have a limitless wisdom and have gained in an eternal life. I am capable of saving all people, and these incomparable powers can be obtained thanks to my own endeavors practiced day by day without rest. Those who make effort to try to comprehend the significance of life, you must not question the true eternal existence of the Buddha. You must fundamentally take yourself from your current hypothesis way of life. That way you will understand that the teaching of the Buddha are fruitful. When the renewed physician saved his children who themselves were suffering from deadly poison, but would not fearing accept any medicine given by their father by telling them, your father is dead, when in fact he was alive. Nobody blamed him. Likewise, I'm actually the father of this world, capable of saving all people from various pains and suffering. However, you can't tell what is right and what is wrong. In order to open your eyes, I say that the Buddha is not here while in actuality I am here, but if you become aware that I am really here, you will gradually lose that sense of appreciation and begin to develop arrogance. Then eventually you will return to the life full of worldly desires and ultimately fall into the three evils realm of hell, hungry spirits and animals. I can see clearly whether or not your people are following the light way. This is why I expounding the teaching in many ways in order to lead you appropriately. I have only one wish. My wish is to know how I can quickly lead you to the light way of faith and make you become a Buddha as soon as possible. The practice of Odaimoku chanting. All the marvelous Shakyamuni Buddha has attained, in other words, his true heart included the 5 letters of Myoho Renge Kyo. If we believe in and practice the teaching of the 5 letters at the cost of our lives, we are able gradually but surely to gain the Buddha's true heart. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Beholding the stupor of treasures. To believe in and practice the Lotus Sutra is extremely difficult. Therefore, I, the Buddha, will be highly delighted if there is anyone who always performs the practice of the Sutra seriously and continue to believe in it and keep it. All Buddha feel the same way. The people whom the Buddha truly value are those who lead their lives based on their faith in the Lotus Sutra. They are the very people who have true courage. They are truly devout. They are true to the precept and are the ones meant to be called true believers. They are most likely to follow directly the way of the Buddha with high resolve. After I enter Nirvana, and when the days of Mappo, the period of later age of the Dharma, arrive, those who read and recite this Lotus Sutra and practice it with firm belief in it are true disciples of the Buddha and are able to read with sincere heart. In the days after the Buddha's extinction, if there is anyone who expounds the true meaning of the Lotus Sutra, this person shall be a right to rely on the people in this world. When the world becomes extremely hostile and full of heresy, if there is anyone who truly understands the teaching of this sutra and expound them to the world, this person's effort will never be in vain. His reputation will prevail, winning the support and protection from many peoples. The supernatural powers of the Tathagata. Wishing that spirit of the message of this Lotus Sutra will be handed down from generation to generation forever. As the Buddha stated the main points of teaching carried in the Odaimoku. The Odaimoku include all the merits of the Buddha's enlightenment. The Odaimoku contain all the supernatural powers of the Buddha to save all people. The Odaimoku is a crystallization of the Buddha's boundless wisdom necessary to teach and lead all beings. The Odaimoku express all knowledge the Buddha has practiced. These 4 things are showing the Buddha real image and split are explicitly revealed in the Lotus Sutra. The Buddha truth mind the Odaimoku. Especially after the Buddha's extinction, you must keep in mind that you should believe from the bottom of your heart in the Lotus Sutra and the Odaimoku, in which the entire mind of the Buddha is clearly explained, and that you should recite and study the Lotus Sutra and chant the Odaimoku in order to practice the Buddha's teaching as instructed by the Buddha. Whenever or wherever the place might be, at the place where the teaching of the Lotus Sutra of split and faith in the Odaimoku is practiced in correct and proper ways, you must set up a place of prayers and spend a life with faith in the Sutra, be it in a village or a countryside with burnt wood or globe, or in a monastery, or in the house of ordinary people, or a residence of higher status people, or in a mountain village or the past plain. The reason for this is that nowhere else but the place where the Odaimoku is believed in and its teaching or expounding is a true place of prayers. It is this place of prayers to the Odaimoku where the Buddha have become enlightenment. Here the Buddha expounded their teaching. In other words, this Sahar word is which we believe, believing in the Odaimoku, is the very place where the Buddha's true word lies. Offering of mallet. I now show my appreciation to the three treasures of the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, for my being able just now to chant the Odaimoku and recite the Lotus Sutra, and offer the mallet of the chanting of the Odaimoku and the reciting of the Lotus Sutra to all those who have granted me favor with gratitude, and to those who have passed away. I have the honor of chanting the Odaimoku and reciting the Lotus Sutra in front of the Mandala Gohonzon, which shows its perfect harmony and is unprecedented in history. I call on Kuonjitsujo no Shakyamuni Butsu, the eternal Buddha Shakyamuni, or the original Buddha, who continued his eternal life mission. I call on Nammyo Horengekyo, the fundamental law of cause and effect, which works beneath all existence, including human beings. I call on the Honge Jogyo, superior practice Bodhisattva, Nichiren Bosatsu, the Buddha's messenger, assigned especially to the period of Mappo, the latter age of the Dharma, who revealed the existence of the original Buddha and true law of Nammyo Horengekyo. I pray from the bottom of my heart and offer my profound appreciation to these fundamental three treasures, all expounded in the Lotus Sutra. Nammyo Horengekyo. Especially, I pray that the mallet of our faith will lead the split of our ancestors. At the same time, I pray that all spirits related and unrelated will attain Buddhahood. The concluded parts of the Juryohon, chapter 16, the duration of the life of the Tathagata, and the Jinrikihon, chapter 21, the supernatural power of the Tathagata, of the Lotus Sutra, which we have just recited, reads as follows. I have only one wish, that is to know how I can quickly lead you to the light way of faith, so that you can attain Buddhahood. For that purpose, chant Odaimoku and lead your life following the teaching of the Odaimoku, even if you cannot see me. If you don't so, you will surely walk along the way of the Buddha and attain enlightenment. In this word, Nammyo Horengekyo, resolve to read you as with no choice but to restore faith day by day. Nichiren Shu expound his teaching as follows. Reflecting deeply on my past, I Nichiren studied Buddhism from childhood and began to ponder and wish as follows. People's lifespans are never for a single moment static and continue to change. If you look closely at the state of our one's dying moment, you will find that the bliss once exalted is never inhaled again. That is exactly like when dew on top of the leaf falls off to the ground. Our life ends regardless of wisdom or foolishness or youth. Therefore, since we have such a transitory life, we must learn about it deeply, keeping in mind day after day that the end of life is just before us and that our life is limited. Thinking about it in this way, you must come to realize that the most important thing upon this death is the noble heart as a fundamental part of human being. There is no other way to realize the existence of that noble heart and cultivate it than to follow the proper faith. Since the proper faith is precisely the faith in the Odaimoku, you should devote yourself to it without delay. Since the proper mental activity arises with the proper faith, true peace is achieved only when people who are engaged in such a mental activity collectively from a nation at that time, those who live there will live at peace both in mind and body. Nammyo Horengekyo. Nammyo Horengekyo. Nammyo Horengekyo. Nammyo Horengekyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, 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 Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Repentance for deep reflection on everyday life. The cause of all trouble and suffering in life all comes from your misunderstanding. If you wish to notice your errors, you should collect your mind and see the truth in all matters. You must have proper belief to do so. If you deeply reflect upon your errors, even if they are errors which come from misunderstanding, and if you see the truth appearance in things, it will be like when fog and dew disappear in the sunlight. You will eventually realize your errors and certainly be forgiven. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Prayer to declare faith. In order to live a life of proper faith, let us continue to chant the Daimoku so that we will never forget our kind hearts of compassion towards all living beings and walk along the proper way together with all of our compassion. We swear to devote ourselves to fostering with love and care the relationship of our faith in the Daimoku, which has just been according to us the rest of our life. Na Myoho Renge Kyo, Na Myoho Renge Kyo, Na Myoho Renge Kyo. Phrases of Nichiren Daishonin. You should quickly bring your mind to faith and follow the sole good of the true vehicle. If the country does not decline, our safety is secured and we will be able to keep our mind tranquil. Rissho Ankokuron. The treasures of the body are superior to treasures in the storehouse. The spiritual treasures are superior to the treasures of body. I advise you to accumulate spirit treasures. My head is the head of my father and mother. My legs are the leg of my father and mother. My 10 fingers are the 10 fingers of my father and mother. My mouth is the mouth of my father and mother. Yesterday it happened to others. Today it happened to oneself. Birds bear fruit. Likewise, a young bird blight will become a mother-in-law. Will you not neglect faith and chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo? A rose fright with about powers. Men's acts are the result of women's power. When we see smoke arising, we find fire. When we see men, we find women. Mishap comes from our mouths and ruin us. Happiness comes from our minds and adore us. Those who believe the Lotus Sutra necessarily gather happiness from our fears. Pray to the Lotus Sutra wishing for longevity, such as that of the crane or the turtle, and for happiness as when the moon is waxing and the tide is rising. A lamp grows when fed with oil. Grasses and trees grow thick when it rains. People will prosper without fail when they do good acts. All living beings should respect three things: master, teacher, and parents. Consider this in your deliberation. Because of the principle that life is impermanent, those who are born never fail to die. With Nichiren's boundless compassion, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, we spread beyond the 10,000 years period and into the boundless futures. Strive to carry out two ways of practice and learning. Without practice and learning, Buddhism will cease to exist. Disciple of the Buddha should not fail to feel grateful for the full favors received from parents, people, nation, and Buddhism and repay them. Even though no specific reason may exist, the occasion of our death is certain to happen. To study Buddhism, first of all, we must know that time. Hell exists in the mind of those who have contempt for their father and treat their mother like a fool. You may have become ill because of the compassion of the Buddha. This illness may cause you to become aware of faith. Those parents bring up as many as 10 children. Children do not sustain their mothers. The Buddha says parents are always mindful of their children, but children do not worry about their parents. Some people recite the Lotus Sutra only with their mouths. They read the words of the sutra, but not the mind of the sutra. Even if they read the mind of the sutra, they read it without the experience of the sutra. When things go well, we should regard it as a miracle. When things go badly, we should regard it as a matter of course. Silent meditation, concentrate breathing. Shi kyo nan ji nyaku zan ji sha ga soku kangi shobutsu yaku ne nyoze shi ni shobutsu shota ze soku yu myo ze soku shoji ze myo ji kai jozu da sha soku ishi toku mu jo butsu do no orai se toku ji shi kyo ze shin bushi ju jun zen ji仏滅道合道下合義で昇天に世間資源奥異性の周遊説一切天に愛欲よ Chapter 11 Beholding the Stupor of Treasures. The belief and practice the Lotus Sutra is extremely difficult. Therefore, I, the Buddha, will be highly delighted if there is anyone who always performs the practice of the Sutra seriously and continue to believe in it and keep it. All Buddha feel the same way. The people whom the Buddha truly value are those who lead their lives based on their faith in the Lotus Sutra. They are the very people who have true courage. They are truly devout. They are truly to the precept, and are the ones meant to be called true believers. They are most likely to follow directly the way of the Buddha with high resolve. After I enter Nirvana and when the days of Mappo, the period of latter age of the Dharma, arrive those who read and recite this Lotus Sutra and practice it with firm belief in it are true disciples of the Buddha and are able to live with sincere heart. In the days after the Buddha's extinction, if there is anyone who expounds the true meaning of the Lotus Sutra, this person shall be a light to radiate on the people in this world. When the world becomes extremely hostile and full of hardship, if there is anyone who truly understands the teaching of this sutra and expound them to the world, this person's effort will never be in vain. His reputation will prevail, winning the support and protection from many peoples. परिणामस हम महामंत्रा गोहनजों के पूर्ण चक्र में आदरणीय लोगों को लोटस सूत्र और उदयमुख का पाठ करने के सभी गुणों को सम्मान पूर्वक समर्पित करते हैं। महान परोपकारी शिक्षण शाक्यमुनि शाश्वत बुद्ध को लोटस सूत्र और धर्म के सभी लक्षणात्मक देवताओं को सर्वोच्च शिक्षण के लिए भगवान शाक्यमुनि बुद्ध ने बोधि वृक्ष बोधगाया के नीचे ज्ञान प्राप्त किए और तब से उन्होंने विभिन्न तरीकों विभिन्न शिक्षाओं का प्रचार किया ताकि सभी जीवित लोगों को इस सांसारिक क्षेत्र से मुक्त होने में मदद मिल सके और अंत में लोटस सूत्र का प्रचार किए जो 2,200 साल पहले पवित्र भूमि की छोटी राजगीर भारत में सर्वोच्च शिक्षा का प्रचार करता था। हम सभी हमेशा बुद्ध धर्म के अनुसार जी सके, अपने बौद्ध विश्वास को गहरा कर सके और ज्ञान विकसित करने के लिए अपनी बोधिसत्व प्रथाओं को जारी रख सके और दूसरों को भी ऐसा करने में मदद कर सके। इस दुनिया में अधिक से अधिक लोग बुद्ध धर्म से संबंध रखे और अपने जीवन में धर्म के आनंद का आनंद ले। शांति दुनिया के हर कोने में व्याप्त हो सकती है और सभी शांति और खुशी का आनंद ले सकते हैं। पुण्य सभी जीवित प्राणियों में फैल सकता है ताकि हम और सभी जीवित प्राणी एक साथ ज्ञान प्राप्त कर सके, दुनिया शांतिपूर्ण हो और सद्भाव में रह सके और सभी जीवित प्राणी सभी कष्टों से मुक्त हो सके। सभी संवेदनशील प्राणी स्वस्थ और खुश रहे। नाम्यो होरेंगे क्यों सुजो मुहें से गंदो बोनो मुशु से गंदा ओमो मुजिन से गंची बुजुदो मुजो से गंजो। Sentient beings are immeasurable. I vow to accept them all. Our evil desires are inexhaustible. I vow to consume all. The Buddha's teaching are immeasurable. I vow to study them all. The way of the Buddha is unexcelled. I vow to attain the path sublime. Nam myo ho renge kyo. Nam myo ho renge kyo. Nam myo ho renge kyo. Thank you so much. Have a nice weekend. Let's continue chanting for inner peace of all living beings. बहुत धन्यवाद and have a nice day. सभी जीवित प्राणियों की आंतरिक शांति के लिए नाम्यो हो रेंगे क्यों का जाप जारी रखे। कल मिलेंगे और शाम को मिलेंगे. See you evening service time or see you tomorrow morning time. Thank you.